It was past midnight when I first heard the frantic knocking. At first, I thought it was a prank or a delivery drone gone haywire. But the rhythm of the knocking, urgent, uneven, almost fearful, made me pause. I walked to the door of my small outpost on the edge of the Zaryon Expanse and peered through the reinforced viewport. There, silhouetted by the faint light of the distant nebula, was a girl. Not human. Not at all. Her skin glowed faintly, like moonlight on water, and her eyes shimmered in shifting hues of green and violet. Her clothes clung to her in a way that suggested she had been traveling through the vacuum of space without proper protection. She looked small, fragile, yet there was a fire in her gaze that made me hesitate. I need help, she said, her voice trembling, carried on the thin air of the sealed corridor outside my door. I hesitated. Humans weren't supposed to encounter extraterrestrials this far out. Most of the reports I had read warned against interference. And yet, there was something about her desperation that made it impossible to ignore. "Come in," I said finally, unlocking the door. She stepped inside, shivering, and I noticed the faint shimmer around her body, an energy field, perhaps, or some alien biological adaptation. "Thank you," she whispered. "I don't have much time." "They're coming." "Who's coming?" I asked cautiously. Her eyes darted toward the viewport. "Hunters. They won't stop until they find me. My name is Sira. Please, I'm asking for refuge." I led her to the small living area of my outpost and offered her water. Her hands were cold, trembling as she drank. The technology in her body, a strange, bioluminescent implant near her wrist, pulsed faintly in rhythm with her heartbeat. I didn't know what it was, but I had a sinking feeling it was important. "Why are they after you?" I asked, keeping my voice low. Sira hesitated, biting her lip. I have knowledge that my people cannot allow to be revealed. I discovered something dangerous. Something that could change the balance of power in the galaxy. They call themselves the Voryan Council, and they will do anything to silence me. Her words made my chest tighten. I had stumbled into something far bigger than a simple midnight encounter. "Okay," I said slowly, trying to sound braver than I felt. "We'll figure this out. First, you need to hide." Sira shook her head. "No, hiding won't help. I need to leave the system. They'll find me soon." Over the next few hours, we devised a plan. I had an old warp-capable ship, the Horizon Runner, barely functional but capable of short jumps. Sira's knowledge of galactic navigation and alien systems was uncanny. She guided me through the necessary calculations, her fingers dancing over the console with precision that made my own experience seem amateurish. As we prepared for launch, I couldn't help but notice how different she was. Not just in appearance, but in demeanor. Every movement was careful, deliberate, yet every glance seemed to weigh the world around her. And when she looked at me, her violet-green eyes seemed to see through the layers of caution and fear I had wrapped around myself. When we finally launched, slipping past the debris of the Zaryon belt, I felt a rush of exhilaration. Sira was beside me, crouched over the navigation panel, whispering coordinates in a language that sounded musical, almost like a song. And then, the warning lights flashed. "Hunters," she said simply, her voice taut with urgency. "They've tracked us. We don't have much time." The chase was relentless. The Voryan Council's ships were faster, more advanced. Their hulls shimmered with reflective energy shields, designed to deflect attacks from any human-made weapon. But Sira had a plan. "There's a rift nearby," she explained, pointing at a region of space where the star field seemed to twist unnaturally. "If we can enter it, we can slip into a different dimension. Temporary, but enough to escape." I nodded, trusting her instincts. The Horizon Runner screamed through the void as we approached the rift. Energy flares licked the edges of the portal, threatening to tear our ship apart. I gripped the controls, sweat dripping down my face, as Sira guided us with calm precision. We entered the rift just as the Voryan ships closed in. The sensation was disorienting, a blur of colors, a pressure on my chest, and then silence. We emerged into a quiet star system, untouched, hidden from the Council sensors. Sira exhaled deeply. We're safe for now. As the hours passed in the safe system, Sira finally spoke about her situation in more detail. Her people, she explained, were divided by political factions. The Council demanded absolute control, using fear and manipulation to maintain power. She had discovered a secret, a formula for a new energy source capable of creating or destroying entire planets. The Council wanted it buried, and her knowledge made her a target. I realized then the magnitude of what I had done. A simple act of kindness, letting her into my door, had placed both our lives at risk. And yet, I couldn't regret it. There's more, Sira said, hesitating. Her eyes met mine, and I could see the weight of responsibility she carried. I trust you because you saw me, not just my title or my knowledge. That's why I came to you, not to someone stronger or more powerful. You care. And in this galaxy, that's rare. Her words made my heart pound. I wanted to tell her that I didn't feel worthy, that I was just a human scavenger, but I didn't have time for self-doubt. Days passed as we hid and planned our next move. Sira taught me about her technology, how to evade Council tracking, and even basic defensive maneuvers using alien energy fields. In return, I shared my knowledge of human tactics, improvisation, and survival instincts. Slowly, we became a team, an unlikely partnership forged by desperation, trust, and mutual respect. One evening, as the twin suns of our temporary refuge set over a violet-hued planet, Sira approached me. I must reveal something, she said softly. I didn't just come to you because I needed help. I came because I trusted you in a way I can't explain. And now, I need you to promise me something. Anything, I said instinctively. Promise me that you'll stay by my side, even when it's dangerous. Not because of my people, not because of my knowledge, but because we chose each other in this moment, in this chaos. I swallowed hard, emotions churning. I promise. Her hand brushed mine, and a warmth spread through me, more powerful than fear or adrenaline. Then we face this together, she said. The final confrontation came sooner than expected. The Voryan Council had tracked us again, finding our temporary refuge. Their ships arrived in formation, weapons charged. But we were ready. Using a combination of my tactical maneuvers and Sira's alien technology, we managed to disable several ships and evade the rest. The fight was fierce, and at one point, I feared we would not survive. But Sira's knowledge and my quick thinking turned the tide. In the end, the Council retreated, unwilling to risk further losses. As silence fell over the stars, we floated in the aftermath, our hands still clasped. We did it, I said, barely believing it. Yes, Sira replied, her voice calm but resolute. But this is just the beginning. We can't return to my people yet, not until the balance of power shifts. But now we have each other. I looked at her, realizing that a desperate knock at midnight had changed everything. Not just my life, but the galaxy itself. And in that moment, I knew that whatever dangers lay ahead, we would face them together. Sira smiled, her glowing eyes reflecting the distant stars. Thank you, she whispered, for seeing me, for trusting me, for choosing to act when it mattered most. I nodded, feeling a rare sense of belonging. And thank you for knocking on my door. We drifted silently, side by side, as the stars stretched endlessly before us. Somewhere in the cosmos, new adventures awaited, and I no longer feared them, because we faced them together.